Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Crypto Lamb here. I have put together the highlights from today's Twitch stream. If you're not familiar with what that is, I am streaming every single day apart from Sunday at 4:30 Central European time for usually a couple of hours, and I have various guests on talking about their crypto projects and various other things. In today's video, we discuss some of the initiatives that are being undertaken right now by the users of the Harmony network to try and help the chain during this crisis. One of them being to take care of toxic assets on the Harmony chain. The other one to bring light to support smaller validators on the chain also. And of course, a guest appearance right at the end from Pioneer from Harmony Villains, who has been tracking the hackers' exploits through the chain to try and narrow down where those funds might go so that we could potentially trap them and even maybe recover them. So excellent work, guys. It's been a pleasure to speak to you all today. I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks. Bye-bye. If I can. And then he will be able to tell us who he is, where he's from, what he's doing. Well, there we go. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you tell everybody who you are?
Yeah. This is Ed Norris. I run the development studio Trustless team, and we build blockchain games, and really it's kind of spun out of the last couple of years from my own marketing production team called 2-Bit Entertainment, and right now we're working on Fish Fight and the Project Scribbles and NFT Project Scribbles and a new game that's in the works, and a couple of things. I am also on the developer DAO for Harmony, and I'll do a lot of just kind of help to get the project off the ground with building out what DAOs can do on Harmony, and a lot of other stuff. Like I helped start an NFT project on Ergo a couple years ago. Called Ergnomes, and really just been kind of living that decentralized life, as it were.
I bring them earlier on, or I'm not 100% sure, but what's your plan right now? What is it you're doing right now, considering all of the issues that are surrounding the Harmony chain? Right now, and there's a few of them. Everybody's realistically needing and wanting to band together, and that's what we're trying to do with this channel, but essentially you're trying to do the same. What is it you're doing right now?
So just when shit went bad, or when things went bad, I'm not sure where we're at with that kind of language, but there was, from the dev DAO, we immediately were meeting and talking about what's going on and what can we do, what should we do, and there was a pretty strong belief that we need to have better clarity from the core team, and they basically were worried that they would mess up the investigation and specifically would not be clear about it, and there was some. I don't know if they're going to what they're going to say about that in the long term, but we'll see. And so we kind of discussed it as a dev DAO about just wanting to take the approach that if the network is in peril, if things are under attack, and there's going to be a lot of people who want to see other chains succeed, that are going to show up and start just grieving and making things sound worse than they are. And
that's quite in depth. Kind of blown me away a little bit. Can you give an example of toxic assets, so to speak, for the less initiated amongst us?
For sure. So right now, for instance, if you look at like explorer.harmony.1, you're going to see a list of all the tokens that are live on Harmony. And one of them would be like 1 USDC. And so right now, I think last time I checked, I'm trying to pull it up, but there's about 20 million 1 USDC on Harmony. And as we all know, that those assets are not secured on the Horizon Bridge any longer. And so even though we have them minted on chain, there is no reserve that actually makes them worth anything at all. And so the question, the problem becomes, it looks like 110 million now. The problem becomes that we now have these assets that have been effectively stolen, and they're almost ghost assets that have no secured funding behind them at this point. The repeg can happen, and we'll get to a different conversation there. But essentially, if I had, say, 1,001, I could buy a certain number of one USDC from the open markets. It would be inflated because I think right now it's all changing fast. But the last time I checked, it was something like 20 cents on the dollar. You could essentially buy $1,000 worth of one or something along those lines. You get a lot more for your money at this point. One is also trading up because it's one of the more non-toxic assets on the chain. And so when I say toxic assets, I mean specifically this asset, this issuance, anything that's been wrapped from Ethereum. Those are all the things that were stolen from the one bridge hack, and those basically can't be bridged back until we find a new source of funding for them.
I will let him introduce himself and tell everybody what it is he's doing. Just wait for him to pick up the call. 1 second. Hey, welcome to the stream. Tell everybody who you are.
Hey, how's it going, Andy? My name is Kevin. I run the Brother One Validator in the Harmony Network. We've been running the Validator for over a year now, and I had some small success into it. But how are you doing, man?
Doing absolutely great. And thanks for coming on. I mean, some of you may have noticed that I put out a call to arms tweet the other day, calling on all Harmony One validators, and there's a reason for that. Can you tell everybody one of the tweets that I'm referring to is your tweet on June 30th with a list of different validators. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I did notice your tweet, and funny thing is because one of our OG validators on the network, Harmony Hub, he goes also by org, we were on a Twitter space, and we noticed that a huge, we call them like our whale wallets, because on smartstake.io, you can actually see the richest wallets on Harmony, and some of them actually delegate to the validators. So one of the biggest one that has been supporting a lot of small and upcoming validators, undelegated from like a good 10 to 15 small validators. And it put them at risk of not being able to be elected and essentially support the chain. So when we noticed that, they actually started going to a crusade to kind of like encourage their own delegators to undelegate with them and provide those delegations to smaller validators to support the network and bring them up to standard to become elected again.
Let me just interject really quickly because we just had a sudden boost in viewers. First of all, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Right now, we're having a discussion on some initiatives that are being run on the Harmony Network right now. So obviously, try and help as much as we can to keep the Harmony Network going, keep it strong, keeping projects out there as well. One of the things that we have spoken about is an initiative that Ed from Fishfight is running, and that is to take care of toxic assets on the Harmony Network. And following on from that, we have Kev from Brother One, who's a Brother One validator. And he is helping us raise awareness on how we can help support the smaller validators, so that we can keep that going. And one of the things that I'm doing right now is trying to get everybody to work with me the best that they can to, if you own a project, go into your communities, encourage people to follow me so that we can raise awareness for these different initiatives, different projects as well, and of course the validators, but also I have a bar down there which is the follower goal. Thank you very much for DJ Audio Static for following just then. Basically, if you are followed between now and by the time we reach that goal, I will be giving away potentially $400-500 worth of 1 token to 4 or 5 different people. If anybody wants to add to that pot to make the prize a little bit bigger, that's how I'm going to be giving back. We're not taking any money from projects. We're not taking any money from anybody. Anybody who has a project, or even if you're a user of the Harmony chain, you want to come on and voice your opinion, you can do so. We do not charge. We're not looking for money from anybody. We just want to help promote the Harmony network and keep it going, supporting the validators, supporting the projects and everything else. So if you want to help out with that, please reach out. Thanks very much for following. I'll let you guys continue. You're having a good flow there.
I think realistically, we talked about it the other day about it being a bunch of small businesses that are in interconnected business relationships with each other. And I think that us having to recognize that we have to help ourselves and that we need to build these resources is because we're the ones at the base of this economy. Like, we are the cornerstones right now, right? We're the ones who don't want to let it degrade in capacity, and we are trying to do the things necessary to save it. Like, the core team has their part, but if we can pick up a little bit of that slack, that just shows how strong of a community we have and how much potential there is with the projects that we have here. And I think that if we take the recognition to make the validator business more inclusive and teach them how to be more profitable, or teach them the risk analysis, and maybe we go over some of the things with those people so they can make better decisions, and can we save them from themselves if they don't do that work? No. And we don't want to tell any validators they should fail, but if you're not going to do the work to make yourself profitable as a business, you're not going to be successful. Like, if you're not going to put the work in, why should anyone trust you because you could turn on the computer and walk away? Like, I don't know that that's the right move, but I hate for that oversimplification. But I think that we're all right, and we have the opportunity here to support each other. So I think at the ground level, we have a tremendous opportunity to do some real good.
Follow us, and he actually wanted to come in and ask some questions for himself, and he's been sat there for ages patiently. So welcome. How are you?
Guys, oh, my voice just went out. Hey guys, I was just really intrigued by the conversation. I've thought about becoming a validator for quite a while, well before everything that's happened for the most of the year, but I've just been busy. I'm one of the core team at the end Top Swap project, and I'm just really interested. I came here just because I was interested in the validation concept, but
we've kind of hit the Harmony bingo today, having Ed come on and having Brother come on as well, and now we have obviously Pioneer from Harmony Villains here with us as well. I was actually trying to get you on the show.
Yeah, no, I really liked the space so far. I kind of am weary. I was jumping in Twitter spaces just to kind of keep up with things and just gauge the sentiment, but there's just a lack of productivity in a lot of them, which is fine. It's good that people are just talking and getting along, but this space seems very productive, and I like that.
But, just at the end of the day, with the crisis that is going on right now for everybody, a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are seriously down in cash just because, the bear market and the hack and everything else. And the people that are genuinely trying to do good, the people that are genuinely trying to make a difference and make things better, they're the things that I want to focus on and bring exposure to. And, I think we could all complement each other at this, in that respect. So.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Yeah, I'd love to be more involved with people that are actually trying to lead the community. I just kind of exist in my bubble doing my tracking thing, and now it's people care about it now because there's a problem. I had posted a bounty earlier in June, and that was months after I was already thinking about all of this, and it didn't get a lot of attention or support. But now that we have a big issue, security is kind of at the forefront of our minds, and I'm hoping to see something more preventative in the future. But yeah, I'm really glad to be here and to meet all of you guys.
I have one question, and this is kind of goes back to for everybody here. Ed, what fruit would you use as an analogy for your project?
What group?
No. So basically, to add some context, every single project that comes on here that talks, one of the questions that we ask them, and we always ask this, is if you were to compare your project to a fruit, what fruit would it be?
I want to say like a jackfruit or like some kind of durian, where we're trying to make something good out of a stinky situation, kind of a thing. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
It's
no,
definitely
that's a really good answer actually. Like we've had all of the. Like, I don't think anybody's actually mentioned the same fruit over the few days that we've been doing this. It's quite impressive. So I really like that answer. That's a good one. Same question to Harmony Villains. Like with what you're doing, you know, what fruit would you use to describe?
That's a tough question. I would say just jalapeno. That's more of my personality. You know, I like things spicy.
It's not a fruit though, is it?
I
Is
think it
jalapeno? Is it a fruit?
Yeah, I think it is.
What? Peppers are fruits? Really?
I think so. They have seeds.
Am I stupid? Or
There are seeds on the inside. I think they actually might be fruits. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyone out in Twitch know the answer to that one?
I guess sure. That's weird. Yeah, cool. They're sweet sometimes.
My fiance's shaking her head at me. She's saying that pimienta is definitely not a fruit. But you know what? Yeah,
I googled it. I googled it, and Google agrees that it's a fruit.
Google says it's a fruit, right?
Google has never done me wrong.
She's saying C now, so yes, it is.
I mean, it's better than oak tree, right?
Yeah, oak tree was an interesting answer yesterday. I don't see how that is even remotely a fruit, but yeah, okay.
Traversing the door with my daughter in the car seat as we're about to go for a walk. So I apologize for the dead air, everybody. But I just want to tell everybody that coming together and working through this is how we're going to get through it. So if you guys have questions and you want to reach out to people, please do so. You know, we can only get better by helping everybody, right? Like that's the only way to get through this is to help support each other. And if we do it as a community, it just shows how strong we are, and it makes it that much easier for investors to try to give money to either Harmony or even to follow that, you know, that toxic asset program and find our own VCs to work on that. So please help find the young, small validators and help them out.
I just wanted to say once again to everybody watching, thank you very much for supporting us. Remember, once we reach 1,000 followers, I will be giving away $100 minimum of one token to multiple lucky followers. So, you know, the minimum that I will give away is $100 worth each time. So, you know, that pot can potentially grow if we get some more support from people moving forward. So please, I encourage all of you to follow and, you know, keep up to date with the projects and initiatives that are happening in the Harmony space. Thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow. I have a very special guest coming on tomorrow as well. And don't forget, next week on Thursday, we have the Women in Crypto segment as well. So thanks very much for watching, guys. And I will catch you tomorrow. Same time. Bye-bye.
Are you an investor or user and want to voice your opinion? Let us know. Thanks for tuning in, folks. See you next time on the Crypto Lamb Talk Show.